Welcome to In the Know, unveiling the greatness in you.
Pictures, make sure you can see no less. That wig secure like the money in a safe. I look like bear, now I'm on the way. Let you know when I'm about a mile away. When I'm outside, please don't make me wait. The party's starting when we pull up to the gate. Girl, we so late, I'm just with the crew. We ain't out here looking for boo. Cause some nights be better with you. It's a homie, something kind of mood. And tonight we on 100. Now drop out, no baby, my box keeping it cute.
Hey everybody, good evening, good evening. Hi, how are you all doing? This is In the Know with your host, Rich Girl Chantel. Listen, I need you to tag, share, and invite. I know you guys have been on, you've been waiting. We had a few preliminaries before. We have some sponsors of the show, so we had to pay some bills before you all came on. Can you all hear me? I want to make sure you can hear me clear. I'm asking in the comments if you can hear. Let me see. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear? Please let me know if you can hear. I want to make sure you can hear. Tag, share, and invite someone to tune in. Tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. All right. Who do we have watching with us today? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from on tonight? We are In the Know. We are a talk show here on the internet that brings real relevant topics to the marketplace. Can you hear me? Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, okay. I can hear myself. I got myself on the camera. Okay, as you come on, please tag, share, and invite. We have an exciting show on tonight. I am once again your host, Rich Girl Chantel, and this is In the Know, where we bring hot, relevant topics, real, raw, relatable topics to the marketplace. So I want you to understand that tonight we're going to have fun. We have an amazing guest all month long. We have been talking about against all odds, against all odds. We've been talking to we've had guests on. First week we had Lakina Folks, known as Chosen Lakina, here on Facebook. She came on and shared her story about her against all odds, how she went through some things, but against all odds, she has persevered. She's successful now, and she's moving forward in the things that God has allowed her to do here on the earth to help others. So then we had Tashana Richardson last week. She was on, and it was such a great show. Tashana also moving and shaking, but she's been through some things, but she didn't let those things hinder what she has been called to do. So we had a real fun time on last week. So this week, we are going to have a male's perspective of going through trials that become triumphs and messes that become messages, and also tests become their testimony. So we have a wonderful guest on tonight, Jonathan K. Sanders. He's a bishop, y'all, but he's the coolest bishop that I've ever seen. So you're going to meet him in a few more minutes, but we're going to get some other things out the way. Once again, please share this feed. Share, 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 share. Sharing is caring. And it's a song. I wonder, can y'all hear this? Hold up 1 second. So we have a wonderful guest on tonight, Jonathan Sanders. Jonathan K. Okay, this is a song I want to play. Hold on 1 second. Coolest bishop that I've ever seen. So you're gonna meet him in a few more minutes. So we're gonna get some other things. Listen, the song's crazy. Listen to this song. Can y'all hear it? Listen to this song. Can you hear it? I don't know if y'all can hear that. Hey, hey. Do you believe you something special? Do you believe you something special? Do you believe that you're unstoppable? Hey. All right, all right. All right. Enough of that. All right, y'all. That was my theme song for tonight. I Am Unstoppable by I think her name is Karan Hawthorne. So listen to that song. Shout out to Raven Coats. Raven Coats. Hair by Raven. Hair by Raven tonight. My hair is by Miss Raven Coats. Some of you asked who did my hair. Raven Coats. Shout out to my hairstylist, Raven Coats. This is a wig. This is actually a wig. Yes, I'm telling everybody this is a wig. And guess what? It looks like my hair. Go figure. All right. So Raven Coast, thank you so much. Makeup by me. I did my own makeup. I have on Precious Stones of Fire by Raven Coast as well. That's my jewelry I'm wearing on today. Ain't these earrings cute? Aren't these cute? Yep. So Raven Coast hair and jewelry. My shirt was given to me by K Reddy. Thank you, Prophetess K, for my shirt. All right. I just want to give some shout outs on today. So real quick, we're going to go back to a couple of commercials. So stay tuned. We will be back.
Welcome to In the Know. I'm feeling the greatness in you.
Hey fam, listen, a word of encouragement to somebody that need to hear this message, and that is this: live your life. Vacation, go away, get some rest. Vacation, the word vacate means to leave where you are. There's some of you that work 2 jobs, some of you work weekends, some of you work 50, 60 hours a week, and the enemy knows that as long as you don't get the rest and recuperate, you can't think straight, you can't make serious plans, you make bad decisions because you wore out, you're tired, you're working overtime, double time. This is my encouraging word to you, to get away. I don't care if it's for a day, visit a cousin, a homie, a girlfriend, an hour away, and just chill for a day or 2. Number 2, watch this. You can't solve everything anyway. Did you know that if you went to the hospital God forsaken, you went to jail for 30 days. Some problems will be waiting on you when you get back, or somebody else will have solved them. Hey guys, I was thinking about something that my mother taught me years ago before she left earth to go to heaven. She said, son, if you do these 4 things, life will be grand for you. Eat well, dress well, rest well, and don't let nobody get on your nerves. I don't know about you, but I'm about to start following what mama said. Say it again. Eat well, dress well, and let nobody get on your nerves. Can you try it? Try it. Watch what happens. Try it. I'm getting to go back swimming at night. Bye.
My friend, none other than Jonathan K. Sanders. Listen, Bishop Jonathan K. Sanders. Listen, he is not your typical bishop. He's balanced. He's a bishop. He BB, balanced bishop. He's a balanced bishop, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. So I'm going to bring on none other than my guest on tonight, Jonathan K. Sanders. What's up, JKS? Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. That's okay. Okay, let me see. You're not muted. Do me a favor. Hold on. I'm gonna text you. Hold on 1 second. Okay, he can't. Okay, so once again, that's the art of going live. Anything can happen. Okay. So real quick, we're trying to see why he cannot hear me. I am trying out this new mic, so that could be the issue. But I just tried it out all weekend. So anyway, hey everybody, thank you for joining. We're going to see our guests come back on. In the meantime, let's pay some bills. We have our sponsors. Thank you to our sponsors on tonight. Divinity Fashion, Miss Brianna Warren. Check out her.
Yeah, I beat my face, moving fast cause the Uber on the way. Taking pictures, make sure you can see no less. That wig secure like the money in a safe. I look like babe, now I'm on the way. Let you know when I'm about a mile away. When I'm outside, please don't make me wait. The party's starting when we pull up to the gate. Girl, we so late, I'm just with the crew. We ain't out here looking for boo. Cause some nights be better with you. It's a homie, something kind of mood. And tonight we on 100. Now drop off, no baby, my fuck keeping it cute.
All right, I'm back. So we're going to try to get Bishop back on. For some reason, he couldn't hear me. I am using some new equipment, so maybe that may be the reason. So let's try it again. Thank you all who are joining. Let's see. All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Can you?
I can hear you now.
Oh,
yes.
Praise him. Won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
All right, awesome. Welcome to In the Know, where we bring hot, relevant topics to the marketplace. I'm so excited to have you on today. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation to come on. I know you're very busy. You travel. You're a preaching machine, and you a life coach. It's so much we're gonna talk about tonight. So let's get with it. Listen, you all tag, share, and invite. Everyone to watch, to tune in on tonight to In the Know. I like that aquarium in the back, Richard. That's nice. I like that.
Thank you. A little something.
Yeah, that's
I'm a black
real nice.
fish. I like to swim, so I like to be around water.
Yes, I see. Did you see the clips that I showed?
I said, "Oh, dude."
They was on Facebook.
Boy, y'all Detroit folks don't play, boy. Y'all don't play fair in Detroit.
Wow, when I was doing some research on you, I've been knowing you for some years now. Why did I just realize you was from Harlem originally?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Harlem, baby. Born and raised Spanish Harlem, right there off of 2nd Avenue, 126th Street, Wagner Projects. Raised me and made me.
Wow.
I love it.
That is amazing. How did you? Oh, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, listen, if you all are just joining now, we have none other than Jonathan K. Sanders, especially known as J.K. Bishop JKS. And now you are in Columbus by the way of Harlem, New
Right.
York. Y'all ain't no joke. That's why y'all ain't no joke. I just talk about Detroit, Harlem. Come on now, Harlem. I love it. All right, let me see what people are saying. They're sharing. Okay, so let's get started. So tonight we're going to just talk about the against all odds of your story, sir. Your story. And what I wanted to display in this series is people who have really made strides, even though they've hit some rough times in their life. Even as a Christian, even as a bishop, even as a man of God, you've been through some circumstances, some life experiences that could have made some people just be like, forget it, forget God, forget life, forget everything. But you have really took your lemons, honey, and made them lemonade.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes. So, okay. So let's talk about it. So tell us in 5 words, tell us who Jonathan K. Sanders is. If you would describe yourself in at least 5 words or less, who is Jonathan K. Sanders?
5 words or less. A man, a leader, a lover, a fighter, and a liver. I live this life.
Come on, I like it. I love that. Come on, you said a man, and I like what my mom used to say or my grandma, a man's man.
Hey, that's right.
You ain't no doubt in your mind. You a man.
Absolutely. Not many left, but there are a few of us out there.
Come on, that part. A lover, a fighter, you a liver. Come on. That is amazing that you know who you are. You didn't have to think about it.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Not at all.
Okay, so where did you grow up?
I was born and raised in Spanish Harlem, New York, and from Harlem, my family moved to Jamaica, Queens, and from Jamaica, Queens to Columbus, Ohio. Yes.
How did y'all get to Columbus?
Well, my father being a pastor in a big religious organization, they moved him around to open up different churches, areas that did not have a church. So he had a church in Harlem, he had a church in Jamaica, Queens, then he had a church here in Columbus, Ohio, which is the one I now pastor.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. We're gonna get into that. Okay, so how many so do you and your siblings, how many siblings do you have?
Yes, it's a total of 5 boys, 3 girls. One of my brothers, my oldest brother Freddie, went home to be with the Lord around 3 years ago. So there's 7 remaining. 7, the perfected number.
Is this all of y'all right here?
Let's see. It better not be a bad picture or we're gonna fight. I can't see it.
I got
Look
it.
at God, I can't see it.
Okay.
Oh, boy, you don't play with your research. My gosh, hey, I'm about to call you to get some of my pictures. Can I get some of my pictures, please, ma'am?
That is a really nice
and that was in Harlem.
That was in Harlem.
Yeah.
Where was this at?
You don't play.
Where was this?
Boy, we gonna fight. We gonna fight. We wasn't the Jackson 5, we was the Jackson 4.
I love this picture. Y'all mama got y'all. Y'all is sharp. You hear me? I was rolling. I was like,
and you know it was Easter, and our college was so long we could fly away.
Okay.
Bye.
I love it. That picture took me out. When I said, oh, I got to get this picture. I said, he gonna get me, but it's on your Facebook.
After the show, can you send me back my picture, please? Can I get my stuff back?
Okay, Bishop, let's go. So what do you do? Like, okay, spiritually, we know that you are a pastor, you're a bishop. Do you have a natural job? I mean, are you in business? What do you do?
And those that know me on Facebook, I like to be an open book to enlighten and help others. And I work a lot. Years ago when I got divorced, me and my then ex-wife made an agreement that we would make sure we would get our sons highly educated so that they were good life. So we sent them to private college in Florida, which was extremely expensive. And that's when I went from 2 jobs to 5 jobs. Now, thank God they both graduated, 6-figure jobs, doing wonderful. But I got used to working. So I work a lot of jobs. I own houses here in Columbus, so I'll do the landlording and the maintenance. I have a service. I cut grass, trees, shrubs. We do flower beds. I drive for Amazon. For a season, I deliver groceries, go pick them up for people that are older or seniors. Hey, listen, ain't no shame in my game. I travel as a motivational speaker. I travel as an evangelist, and I do what has to be done. I do what has to be done because, I believe my father and mother always taught me this, and I surrounded people like this because I think that the surrounding of a person is vital. You can go to church every day. You can get oil put on your forehead and to fry 17 chicken wings. If you hang around chickens, you're going to be one. If you hang around low lifes, you're going to be one. So I always hung around people that work, people that want good things out of life. So I'm just a working type of man because I like nice things. And my mama always said, son, if you like nice things, you're going to have to work for them.
And that you do. Look, I love what you said. You're an open book because literally I've been following you for a while, and you don't care. You like whatever I gets mine. I'm going out to get it. Ain't nobody going. I ain't about to beg for it. And so that's a good thing. That's why you say you a man. A man. The Bible says if a man don't work, he don't what? Eat.
He don't eat. That's the text. That's the text, PK.
That's the text. Okay, so who was or still is your greatest inspiration, Jonathan?
My greatest inspiration, even now, is my father. He's 82 years old now. A few issues, but he's doing wonderful. He's doing fine. He lives with my sister, and Lord, he can dress. He outdressed me, and he 82, and I'm 50. He outdressed me down to the shoes and socks. See, that's a Detroit thing. That the outfit don't mean nothing if the shoes and socks ain't working.
Your dad is such a jewel. I met him one time. I was like, this man is so sharp. You gonna cut everybody he walk past. And he can teach. He's a great teacher of the word. Yeah. Awesome. And your mom?
Yes, my mom, she's a great inspiration. She's been in heaven now 6 years. And she's been one of our greatest inspirations. She was a great behind-the-scenes worker that just inspired so many. Even though she only had 3 biological daughters, she had thousands of daughters all over the world. And I'm telling you, when the good Lord called her home, women came from so far near that attributed their success to her because she really believed in pouring into people. And I always say that, I feel fortunate to have had a mother and a father. And I'm trying to tell many of our people that look like us don't have a mother and a father.
Right.
That's what I always inspire people my age and or younger. Get around somebody older, seasoned than you, whether it be a grandfather, a father, an uncle, an auntie, one of the aunties that you had to struggle, one of the old schools. I mean, we're moving from the time where we had the leaders to pour into us, and we had leaders to pour into us. They want you to pay them to be like them. So you got so many copycat people around, and all of these so-called prophets and evangelists, and join my clan and come to my club and get on my page and pay this amount and register, and all they're doing is making mini me's. I don't want to be like you. Especially you ain't gonna charge me to be like you. Help me to be like me.
That's good. To cultivate what God has put inside of you, who you are created to be.
Exactly. And that's what this culture lacks greatly. They just don't have teachers. Big mamas are not around. school dads and old school uncles that didn't care about hurting your feelings, they ain't around no more. So when you see our girls, 25 years old with 7 kids by 8 different men, I mean, some may laugh and say it's comical, but they have nobody to mold themselves after. When you see men 40 that don't want to work, they got a woman that take care of them, they don't have no real man to show them. Because this culture, you got a lot of men that don't even want to work. Not only do they don't want to work, they want you to work and take care of them.
While they at home playing the Xbox.
And that's what this culture is producing. And that's why I have a certain soft spot in my heart for Black women, for sisters, for Christian women, because man, I got it hard, but you guys got it hard. You guys got hard. Finding a good man is like finding a needle in 2 haystacks.
Right. A whole hay field.
right. Exactly.
Oh my God. So you're a father too. So you have two children, right?
Yes, I have 2 sons, Jonathan Jr., he lives in Orlando, and Joshua Caleb, yes, he lives in Arlington, Virginia, and they are doing wonderful, got great jobs. My oldest son, Jonathan, gave me the best gift he could give his father, and that was a grandson. And my grandson, I bet you ain't got it all. Boy, you better, you know what, Chung, I'm going to get you an application with CNN, ABC, and CBS, because you get all this background stuff. You is crazy.
Isn't this baby adorable? Look at that little man. Look at him.
Yes, life is good.
Bishop, black don't crack.
Hey, say it in the microphone.
You got a
That's
whole grandbaby. Your sons look like your brothers. Do people tell y'all that when y'all out?
Oh, I love it, and they hate it. They think they are my blood brothers. And actually, when I'm in Orlando and I'm hanging out with Chan, they think that's my baby. And so every now and then I work there. I'm like, this is his mother left us, but we gonna make it. We gonna make it. Like, oh, let me help you. Here's my number. No, wait a minute now.
Listen, y'all, Bishop is funny. Bishop Sanders, listen. That's a good thing. So you still got swag. That's what's up.
Hey. Mm-hmm.
Right. So that leads me to my next question. So relationship status. I know a lot of people are watching who may follow you, who may not know you like that, but I want to ask, like, what's going on, man of God? You're single?
Well, life is good. Yes, I am happily single. For a time back I was engaged, but me and her broke the engagement off about 6 months ago, so it's been a while. And when we were going through premarital counseling, I'm sure everybody's seen the proposal. I think we had almost 100,000 views, and it was on the news in my city. It went all over town, and we were happy, and we still are. And when we went through the premarital counseling, we just discovered some things that we both needed to work on in our lives, and we decided to pump the brakes, push stop, put it in park, put the emergency brake on, and say, no, we can't do this. And that's why I believe today you have so many divorces, because you got so many marriages. Some people should have never got married. And I'll say to any of your viewers watching your show, before you walk down the aisle with anybody, go to a therapist, a counselor, a pastor, a big mama, somebody you confide in, and sit down with that person and do what is called premarital counseling, because that lets you see what you didn't see. We were happy, we were ready, we had the cake, we had the place to do it, she got the dress, I got the suit, but hey, if it ain't right, you got to say to yourself, do I want to marry now and possibly be miserable, or do I want to wait, stay happy and single? And we chose option 2.
My hats go off. I wish I had an applause button. I could push the applause, because that is amazing. Because you've been married before. You wrote a book about it. Yes. So Life After a Painful Divorce. What was that book about? What exactly? I read it before, but what is that book? Tell the viewers a little bit about your first marriage and how did you get to the point to write this book. You said painful divorce. Some people say life after a divorce, but you said a painful divorce. What exactly do you mean?
Well, that was when I was 23 years old. She was, I believe, 21, fresh in the church, fresh in ministry. and we got married young, grew apart. But the divorce really killed me. I mean, just like any marriage, we had issues, but I didn't think it was nothing as severe as a divorce. And on one day, I think she handed me a handful of bills, and it was a divorce decree. And it crushed my world because I wanted to be, married long like my parents, who were 49 years married before the Lord called home. And getting divorced like that, I was in the limelight. I was preaching all over. People knew who I was. And what made it painful to me was back then, and even kind of still now, people don't really understand divorce. When we look at divorce, it sounds like somebody did something so bad, or somebody backslid, or somebody committed a sin, when the fact of the matter is there's a plethora of reasons for divorce. And if you don't know the person, you can't stand on the outside and make a judgment. It's like being outside of a courtroom or downstairs on the sidewalk, and you want to make somebody guilty and you haven't even heard the evidence. You've got people today that get divorces because they found out they married somebody that liked what they like. There's many women married men, they find out like men. There are some men that's marrying women that found out that she's all about gold digging, putting them in bankruptcy and financial ruin. There's others that got married because the sex was good, but just like fried chicken, it gets old. Let me take a sip of my water. There are other people that got married and the person got their name card and left them. You see, so there's other people that are married to somebody on drugs, some married to men that are abusive. Her face turns into a boxing ring at night when he comes home drunk. So I learned, being a recipient of divorce, to understand that there's so many different reasons. So it greatly crushed me. It hurt me. I was crushed. I was like, here I am trying to make this work with this woman. She don't want me, but there's 1,000 over there saying hello. But it's different. Right. It's different. Right. I don't want them. You see. And I thank God through time, prayer, being around the right people, getting therapy for my mind, reading, staying busy. I am now what I call one of the exclusive members of a very exclusive group called the Happily Divorced. Now, I'm not happy I got divorced, but I'm happy the divorce didn't drive me crazy. It didn't make me a homosexual. It didn't put me on crack. I ain't mad at nobody. I ain't going around hoeing to try to get the pain out.
Don't make me do this, nobody. You didn't kill nobody. I'll be watching Snaps. I'll be watching Snaps and what's that other Fatal Attraction? These people kill crazy. That movie. Yeah. You could have been like, that was deep.
Yeah,
that is so good.
Divorce is major. I mean, divorce have. I've known some people. I talk to people all the time, and sometimes when they're telling me their story and how they're so terrible in life and they're so painful, I'm thinking that they got divorced last week. That's been like 10 years. And I'm like, wow.
They still bitter.
I'm like, I'm over here laying hands on you, giving scriptures. I'm praying that God let you get through this. And you got divorced back in 2007, Negro. What?
For real. That's real. That's real.
Some people are literally going through. And perhaps there could be somebody watching your show right now that is right there where we're talking about. They're almost ready to end it all. They're mad with the world, upset with God. They don't understand what's going on. But I tell people like this: don't look at divorce no bigger than lying, cheating, cussing, stealing. Because yes, God hates divorce, but he hates sin. But he will always love the sinner. And to that person who's heartbroken, who thinks their world is over, you never know. Excuse me for a minute. I'm acting like I'm at my church. There was a song put out by Bishop Luther Vandross called "Love Could Be Better" the second time around. And you don't know. Sometimes it takes a nasty, dirty, painful divorce to introduce you to what love is really all about. I dare say that there's some people that never been really loved by a real man. I'm talking about a real man that'll go make the money and come home and bring home the bacon. Wash your car while you sleep, fill it up with gas, and before you leave for work, you get in your car and you find roses and smelling like vanilla extract. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Some women have not experienced a real man that sends you text through the day and that really loves you. And it's out there. You can call me a fool for love, but I believe it's out there, not just for me, not just for you, but others that are watching this. No matter what happened in the past, in loving so-called relationships, That's over. So you can't get your next until you get over your ex. You got to stop talking about that. You got to stop living that. You got to stop posting about it and letting out your pain and realizing that's a page in your life. That chapter is over. Everything you do from now till tomorrow starts the next chapter. And you got
Man,
the pen in your hand.
I got the pen in my
Right,
hand.
Ninja. Right.
I got the pen
Yeah.
in my hand. I got the pen in
Mm-hmm.
my hand. I like that. He
And,
said you can't get to
and
your next till you get over your ex.
that's right. And not only do we have the pen in our hand, you can pray and read in church, but that's literally what the good book says. Your tongue is the pen of a ready writer, which simply is telling you and I, in your mouth, you either have a funeral or a future. You can either go around talking about, oh Lord, I ain't gonna never get married, and I ain't gonna meet nobody like Big Tony no more, and I'll tell you the way Shirley rocked my world, I'll never find nobody to replace them. You better tell Shirley and Tyrone goodbye, bye-bye, and open the door to what's coming in, because it's coming, baby. Oh, it's coming, and that's why I smile. That's why I'm happy. That's why I can't be depressed, because I know the great things that we've been wanting, that we're desiring, and that we are becoming the people to receive. They're coming. I have no doubt about it. I have no doubt about it. It's coming to anybody that can hold on to hope, that can have faith, that can change your outlook on life, and realize that some of the greatest things in your life are coming in your direction. Just stay alive.
Wow. That is amazing. Your outlook on life after things you've been through is just phenomenal, because a lot of people, like you said, they still talking about stuff that happened to them 10, 20, 30 years ago and still bitter instead of being better. So name some, and then two life instances, two circumstances. You kind of just talked about one, being divorced at a young age, how painful it was. Is there anything else that you've been through that made you feel like, man, dang, what the heck?
Well, you know what? I thought divorce was the worst thing that happened to me. But to be quite honest, and it's bad, but it's good now. Back in May 2013, the Lord called my mother home. My mama was only 68. We had just been out to a fabulous restaurant a few days prior, and I was flying to Jacksonville to do a book event. And while I'm walking on the plane around 9 in the morning, my brother calls me. I says, "Man, Mama's on the floor. She's heavy and she's cold, and I can't pick her up." I knew right then and then the Lord had called her home. I immediately ran off that plane, jumped in the cab, got back to the house, and just to see my mother laying there stiff and changing of color, it just a pain that it just destroyed my world. But what happened was, what I learned about death was, the person still stays alive in the memories that you've experienced with them and the lessons they gave you. Because this is what I missed, and I believe I'm saying this for a whole lot of Black men. I missed an encourager. When I would go out on crusades out South America to preach for weeks, or out to Trinidad or Barbados or Tortola, and I'm dealing with, this is back then, but it's still going on now. I'm dealing with witchcraft and witches that are waiting, that are surrounding the hotel and praying for me to get sick. I can't eat food from nobody. I got to literally fast. My mama was my prayer warrior. She was my back. I could feel her praying for me when I was in other cities and other countries. And she would always pour into me, because we as Black men, we always pouring out. The preacher's pouring out. Dad is pouring out. The motivational speaker, he's pouring out. But who's pouring in? And when you keep on pouring out, after a while, you'll be depleted. Just think about it. Ask most Black men you know, Chantel, whether it be your dad, your brother, your uncle. When was the last time somebody said to you, "How you doing? I'm praying for you. I wish your dreams come true. I'm praying that you have enough money to do what you need to do. I'm praying for you when nobody else is praying for you, while you're praying for everybody else." Black men don't get that. And that's what I think have messed a lot of people up with social media. You may get a little like or a little comment here and there, but these people don't know you besides Joe Blow. They don't know who you are. And you don't get that people speaking into. And that's why I'm so careful about who I put in my circle, or who I'm talking to on the phone, or who speaks to my life, because whoever's speaking to you, listen, that's power, that's strength that you. And then when things happen to you, you got enough strength to handle it. I'm not surprised, Chantel, to see people today that leave church and automatically go smoke crack. Before they get out the church parking, they're smoking weed and drinking Hennessy. Before the week is over, they slept with 2 or 3 different people to get the feeling they want. It doesn't surprise me. Why? Because faith comes by hearing. They ain't hearing nothing. 80 of churches in my city are closed. Facebook Live on Sunday sometimes look like a competition. That's why I just don't do it. People are not getting folks to speak. I mean, you can go to 97 different services by 3:20 in the evening. It's crazy. But when you can get somebody to speak to your spirit, that can speak strength into you, especially if you're a man, and thank God I got some good sanctified church mamas in my corner that have taken the place or filled in for where my mom is at. That keeps me going. This stuff on social media, it's good to have fun. People like it, people share it. You got 1,000 like 2,000. That's all good, but ain't nothing like a human being, a person that knows you, that can sit down and listen. Chantel, where you at in life? What page you on? Let's do a quick prayer. Let's challenge God. Let's put something out there in the atmosphere to make your dreams, wishes, desires come. That's what keeps my outlook on life. Who I surround myself with.
Wow, I love your philosophy. That's good. They said birds of a feather flock together. So you want to make sure you ain't with no birds, you ain't with no chickens, honey. You an eagle, you soar, sir. You soaring. Hey, Bishop. Go ahead, sir. I was saying, go ahead.
And I'm telling you, and that's why I'm glad you mentioned that, Chantel. To all the people out there, all the women that are waiting for a good man, all the men that are waiting for a good woman, don't settle. And I say it from my church, don't settle, brothers, just for lips, hips, and fingertips. Because she got a big behind the wings, she's gonna keep the house clean. Lord have mercy. Lord, yeah. Sometimes the nails are too long to cook for you, player. So what we're gonna do with that? You got to understand now. Take your time, sister. Take your time, brother, because I'm telling you, because another person is single does not mean that they're the single person for you.
That's good. That's good. Listen, Bishop, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back after this break and we're going to talk some more. Y'all enjoying the show? Come on, let me see them hearts. Pump the hearts, pump the hearts, pump the hearts. Pump the hearts. I want y'all to look, watch Bishop. He ain't no joke. Bishop be getting it here. Watch this.
Hey, what's up, fam? I'm back at it again. An old, fast pastime that I used to love, golf, but I've been out my game. But I'm out here with my brother. Long live. He's gonna try to hurt me, but it ain't about that. But listen, it's so relaxing out here, riding on the cart out here, and brother's real rusty, but hey, I figure got a little downtime, so I ought to pick up another hobby. I like to do things that slow down, let you think, peaceful, chilling out.
So we are back. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys are enjoying the show thus far. We're going to bring our guest back on. He has been giving us some really great nuggets about life, how to live life, how to be free, how to be balanced, how to not let circumstances determine who you are, who you going to be. I'm going to bring our guest back up, none other than Jonathan K. Sanders. All right, Bishop, we back.
Hey now.
Hey now. Okay, Bishop, I love, I had to grab these clips. It was so many I wanted to grab. I was like, he got so many. These are good because hey fam, that's your like tagline, like Wendy Williams. Now, how you doing? So yours is hey fam. So do you consider how do you separate? Because people will look at you, do they know offhand that you are a bishop? How they say a bishop has a kind of look, but if somebody was on the street, they wouldn't think you were a bishop, would they? Or would they?
Well, depending on what side of the street they was raised on, because sometimes sometimes my voice alone betrays me, but it depends on how you code your character. And like I say, I tell people all the time, oh, remember, God didn't just make you an evangelist. He didn't just make you a prophetess. He didn't just make you a pastor or
Yeah.
evangelist. He made you a person. And sometimes we can get so enveloped in one of those characters where, you won't say hello back unless they call you prophetess Smith in Walmart. I mean, sometimes we get carried away with our titles and what we do in the kingdom that we lose out on being a regular person. And I tell people, always remember being a regular person. You see, many times when they call Paul in the Bible, they just said Paul. Sometimes they said Apostle Paul. Sometimes they just say Paul. So I know some friends, and I got some pastor friends, man, if you don't call them doctor or prophetess or bishop, they look at you like they're ready to curse you out. And I'm like, is it that serious? With your 6 members. Okay. And 30% prophecy rate. But okay, let's get back to the show. 30%. He ain't even 1/3. Okay.
You are hilarious. That's funny. Okay, that's funny. That's good. Y'all, he funny too. That's what's up. Okay, so I was reading your bio, right? And so I'm like, wow, Bishop, you are well-rounded. Like I said, you're balanced, you are well-rounded. I was reading your bio. You're a senior pastor, you're a life coach, a social philanthropist, a global speaker. So let's talk briefly about every one of the last one of these. So how long have you been pastoring?
I've been a pastor now going on 9 years. I've been in ministry 29 years. The first 20 years I've traveled, as I've stated, all over in Canada and Caribbean islands and South America. So I did a lot of preaching internationally in Jamaica and Kingston, Montego, did preaching from New York to LA. And I've been just traveled as an evangelist the majority of my ministerial career, but I'm coming up to 9 years now as a pastor here in the city of Columbus, Ohio.
Awesome. Okay, so life coaching. What made you decide to be a life coach? And do you have a niche market?
Well, the number one thing that made me become a life coach, and this is crazy, and that is everybody don't come to church. Everybody don't turn on the church network channel to hear the preacher. Everybody not going to sit in front of a Bible. Some people just not going to pray. And because they don't do those things, do that mean that we can't help them? There are certain words and certain ways and certain methods that I still use as a life coach to help a person to overcome grieving or to get out of debt, which is really one of my strongest niches, to teach a person how to get from, poverty like I was, welfare. And, back in the days when I was getting the blue dollar and the 5 green and the blue 5, and you know about all that.
Right.
I've been there. I've lived, in the worst cities of town here in Columbus, Ohio, and I know how it is to barely go from a 1-bedroom apartment to now having multiple houses. So I take those lessons and I teach it to other people, and it has really, really blessed their lives to the point I do a certain type of life coaching where we don't go to the next level until you complete at that level. You see, so I don't just talk whatever. I like to have great results. And then there's a lot of people, Chantel, that are really not happy. They've gone through a lot of things in their life, got great makeup and beautiful outfits, but deep down inside, they are unhappy. And I was there for years, and I know how hard it feels to be fake, to laugh and smile and take pictures on social media like you all right, but deep down inside, you're miserable. I lived like that for years. So that's why I can see it so clearly on social media. I just shake my head like, how long she gonna do this? How long he gonna put up that front? But at the end of the day, your life will be what you make. The only way Chantel is gonna have a great life is because you want it. And that's where I was. I was tired of, being fake, being like I'm the great preacher and the Lord this and the Lord that. And here I am mad with the Lord about my life. And here I don't want to go to church and feeling almost like an actor when I'm preaching and traveling. And I said, this can't be the life that St. John 10:10 talks about. And when I really searched myself inside, I got happy. And I tell people all the time, when you tap into happiness, you will stay there forever. And anybody that comes around you to pull you out of the happy life that it took you so long to get, you will look at them like, nigga, please. Nigga, please, get out my life, go on. I'm serious. Happiness ain't nothing to play with. And it's far too. And people can be happy if they want to. And that's one of the areas that we teach in our life coaching sessions.
Yeah, I love it because I love that you teach about the debt getting out of that, because you literally, we saw your journey of you literally getting out of that, doing the things you need to do to be who you are today, who God is creating you to be, even the process. Okay, so you're an author. You are author. Let's talk about
Yes.
these books. So we already talked about the one book, Life After Divorce, but how about
Yeah.
Sex Infused?
Now, you sure you want to do this, Detroit? You sure?
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, you know, Sex and the Pews. It's a book, and it's basically, and I got you, so but how? It's oh, boy, okay? You know what? I'm gonna call you when this show is over. But that's what it's an expose on the hidden sex culture in the church, and I'm telling you, because of this, because
Wait,
of
hold up.
sometimes
Bishop, hold up. Hidden, you can't just slide past that and just say that. The hidden sex culture in the church? Talk about it.
it's definitely relevant. It's relevant. And what's so crazy about it, the Bible talked about it so much, but we skipped over it. The Bible talked about how in Corinthians, how man was just, well, I don't even want to get into all of it, but just pieces of it. The Bible exposed so much stuff happening, and when it happens in church amongst a preacher or a well-known organist or a well-known speaker, we look at these people as if they're not human. And sometimes to me, and I'm just this yo, so I can flow. If I'm messing up, you can tell me. Sometimes it's so unfair. It's so unfair. And I know a lot of people ain't gonna get this. It's so unfair on the people that are in ministry and people look at them like they're not humans. I don't care how long a man has been preaching, he's still a man. I don't care how long that woman's been singing, she's still a woman. They have feelings and things happen, and we are all human. It's not about all the time the preacher going after the female members in the church. Sometimes the female members in the church going after the preacher. You know, it's a lot going down there. I'm not even going to talk about you and I knowing about the gay culture of how you had the fake marriages where, you know, the bishop is gay and his wife is gay too, but they married to cover each other. I mean, come on, we know all about the pastor traveling with a whole bunch of young effeminate men. I mean, it's there, and we can't turn a blind eye to it because the Bible says the children of darkness are wiser than the children of light. And sometimes when people from the street come into church and they look and see what's going on, they be like, come on, man. Come on, for real, all that switching he doing and being gay, boy, bye. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I was led of the Spirit strongly to write this book because they're from people that have been in scenarios such as this. And because of this has turned their heart completely from God, completely from the church. And they don't want to come to church because they don't know how to deal. They don't understand the humanism with the spirituality. And I got a topic entitled, I'm holy, but still horny. I ain't gonna bother too much. But let me tell somebody something right here. You can go to church, speak in tongues all day, fall out, high five, slip and slide up and down the aisle like James Brown. But when you leave church, you got something in your body called hormones and feelings.
That's so
and hey, if you ain't got nobody at home, I ain't talking about that life size, you know, they got them life size pillow the same length of your body. I ain't talking about that now. When you ain't got nobody with you for days, weeks, months, and you see people in love and people try, you gonna have to really know your God not to slip, dip, or trip. But it's real.
That's real.
We are human.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. So let me see something here.
Hear you. Tap out for a minute.
Let me see something here. Why did that change?
Okay, guys, bear with us.
Okay, well,
can't hear me anymore.
I can't hear you, but anyway.
Tap out for me.
All right, my sound went out, darling. And you can hear me.
Okay. I'm gonna have Bishop come back on. I'm gonna text him. Man, with such a great, oh my goodness. You guys, are you enjoying the show on tonight? I'm gonna have Bishop come back on. I don't know what happened to the sound. Come back on, Bishop. Okay, so you guys please continue to tag, share, and invite. We're gonna pay some bills. Okay, he back. All right, let's see. Let's pay some bills. Ooh, ooh. All right, we are back. I'm gonna see if Bishop can hear me now. I'm gonna add him back to the stream. Thank you all for bearing with us. Okay, Bishop, can you hear me?
You know you now, and you know that was the devil because that comment was getting hot. That ain't. I tell people all the time. I know we say God is on time. We say God is on time. It sure look like that devil be on time too, don't he?
Don't he is a punk. We ain't about to give him no praise. Anyway, let's go back to what. So you also wrote a book called, I love this. I haven't got this one yet. I got the other two. You also wrote a book called Why He Won't Marry You, A Guide to Understanding Men. I got to get this book. Please tell me how to get this book.
You got to get it. You can get it on my website, which is the #1 way there. And that way we'll autograph it for you and it'll be in your mailbox in 3 days. You can go to Amazon. You can also go to Barnes & Noble. So they'll see my website up there and they can hit me up on Facebook. But what has become so hot, Chantel, about that book is because it's simply a book that a conversation that men have in the absence of women. When we at the gym, when we at the pool hall, when we at the jazz bar talking about men, talking amongst men out of the earshot of women, we talk about the kind of women we just gonna date and hang out with, the kind of women that we'll take home to meet our family at the barbecue, and the kind of women we'll marry. Because I really got kind of tired of hearing the cliche of black women saying men don't want to be married. I got a lot of black business friends of mine that are divorced like me, that really want to be married, but just because you have sometimes a room full of women, that don't mean you have a lot of qualified candidates. And you know, when you've been married before, and I don't know who this is for, because sometimes if you're a woman and you dating a man that have already been divorced, he's totally different than a man that have never been married. The second time around, there's some things that he's just gonna totally avoid. You know, if you're a man, anything like me, a woman got all that right there. You know, you just got in the door, you didn't get your shoes off, and blah, blah, blah. Nigga turn right back around and go straight to the food hall. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, we ain't gonna get into all that, but you know, that book talks about it.
That is hilarious.
And brother turn right back around.
Listen, Bishop, most men that I've ran into lately, this is what you said the second time around, I'm on my third. I'm going on my third, so pray for me.
Okay, but, still all good.
They said third time is a charm, so we would believe in God for that. But listen, right. But I've learned, you know, this mouth, you gotta know when to shut up, because dang, I'm gonna a real man, a grown man, is not I can listen for all I have no women around him. You got that's why I need a man's man. I need a man that's not gonna be like the blood of Jesus.
Yes. But that's a hot book. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it to any woman that will be married. You know, some different type of chapters. And let me just say, if you would allow me, Chantel, I tell women in the very first chapter, when the question's asked why he won't marry you, sometimes it has absolutely nothing to do with the woman. Simply put, the man ain't ready. And when a man ain't ready, I don't care how fine a woman is, how much she love him, what she do for him. If he's not ready mentally and in his spirit to do it, nothing you can do to make him ready. I mean, look at me. It took me almost 14 years. 14 years to say I do. And when I took to say I do it, you see.
I clicked on Facebook and saw you were getting. I was just so excited because I'm like, he been waiting. He been like waiting. He been going. I don't know if you date. I don't know all that person. I just know you wasn't playing. I said, oh, she got to be special. She got to be somebody. Who is this lady? I want to meet her because I just knew dating. You wasn't trying to be in everybody. You just wasn't that guy. You was just cool. You like everybody's friend. I mean, I had a chance to hang out with you and your family when y'all came to Detroit. You was just cool. Like we had fun. It was like you, my boy. And so I just like, I know this lady has to be somebody special because you wasn't just waiting on anybody. You talked about it. You live what you preach. Period.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And like I said, it's still all good. The sun will definitely shine again. And
absolutely.
I guess next proposal got to be better than the last one.
And that was good. I was telling my pastor about it. I said, "Oh my God!" Go ahead.
But I'm a creative somebody, so I got something. But hey, I say that to anyone. Listen, my faith is so strong. I can see a wife in my future, like I'm looking at my red walls in my family room. I have that type of faith, and I believe good things don't come to those that move fast. They come to those that wait and have planned for what you've been waiting for. So all the time I'm waiting, I'm still building me, I'm getting my credit together, I'm getting myself together, I'm getting my mind together, I'm in therapy. And that's why I tell people all the time, some things don't come to us because some people are just waiting, but they're not doing nothing while they're waiting. While you're waiting to be married, that's the time to get that toe up ready fixed. While you're waiting to be married, that's the time to get in shape. While you're waiting to be married, that's the time to launch your own business. So when you're waiting, which is the real word, which is the waiter, somebody that's serving, when you're waiting right, it comes quicker. It always comes quicker when you've been waiting and working while you're waiting. I've never seen it fail.
Good. That's good. Woo! This is good. Okay, so you are a social philanthropist. Please help me with that. What is a social philanthropist?
A social philanthropist is someone that doesn't see things from the scope of just a local area. Smile Train. I don't know if you've ever seen on Facebook commercials or even TV at night. These are children that are born in Sri Lanka, Africa, born with the cleft lip, where you can see their teeth through their top lip. And this happens greatly in different countries, even in our country. And I have been a member of that organization for over 20 years, where we pay for the plastic surgery of a child to get their mouth fixed. Not only that, here in our local area, along with my church, my fraternity, with some good friends in the neighborhood, we give out free turkeys every year. We do the book bags and school supplies. We just did that, and we just believe that. I believe that one of the quickest ways to receive is to give. Whatever you want, you give that out, and the universe will make sure it'll come back to you. So as a philanthropist, not just as a preacher, not just as a pastor, serve the people in my congregation. I serve my community. I serve my culture. I serve my society. And when I see gaps and disparities in the world, I do my best to serve those as well.
Wow, that is good. I mean, I'll be seeing them commercials and I'll be so sad.
That devil is something else. I don't know, maybe it'll pop back up. I can't hear.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut you out again. Okay, hold up.
Let me see.
Go out. Okay, his sound keep going out, but we're gonna get through this. We are almost finished, guys. We're almost finished. Such a powerful interview. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm gonna wait till Bishop come back on. It seems like when we cut him out or put him, get him off and bring him back on, it comes back. I don't know what's going on with this sound tonight. So I'm gonna come back on. Okay, he's back. So we're gonna get through this. We got a few more questions we're gonna talk about next week's show. I'm glad you all are still on. Let me get Bishop back. Okay, let's try this again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. It must be a glitch.
Yes.
It must be a glitch in the system or something. We almost finished because I know you're a busy man, and I thank you once again for taking your time out to talk to us tonight, letting us peek a little bit into your life and your culture and who you are. And it's you inspiring me on tonight. I don't know about anybody else. If you guys are being inspired on tonight, please say something. Let's see what y'all saying. Okay, people are saying, okay, people on here. Okay, so you a global speaker. So you talked about that a little bit. You speak, evangelize, you spoke, and also you do a motivational speaking type thing too.
Yes, I do a lot of motivational relationship speaking. I speak to a lot of women's book clubs. I come in and really sometimes I do what it's called. It's kind of crazy, but they invite me. What it's called divorce gatherings, where people that have been divorced that are having a rough time getting back into the flow of things, being single. Because like I told you before, it's very, very difficult, especially to what I've experienced to some women that are maybe where the husband, he had most of the money and she didn't have a degree to fall back on, and she had to really like almost at 38 start back over like she was 21. And it's more than a notion. It's more than a notion, and I really have a soft spot in my heart for people that have been through rough encounters like that. And not only people that have been divorced, I mean, some people have been together for 10, 15 years. And when you break off with that person, it's no joke starting all over. But I said that earlier in the post on last week. Sometimes the fear of starting over is what keeps people in the worst type of relationships.
Ain't that true? That's so true.
Yeah.
Like people just
And I mean,
stay, and they unhappy. I refuse. I was recently in a relationship, and real quick, because that's something that you said, you just helped me, and it was not bad, but it was just something, it was that settling thing, like cool dude, safe, handsome, all that. It was just like I couldn't. Everybody was like, everybody liked him. It was that. What do you say to somebody when it seems like everything is right, but you feel like something is not? Like it's like something you can't put your finger on it, and you just don't feel. Is that fear? What is that?
No. I mean, you are saying something so deep that I don't even think the listeners understand it, because the world calls it the sixth sense, but it's really that God sense. It's like one of them things where, you're supposed to hook up with somebody, but God just keeps throwing things away and you can't connect with them. Or you're supposed to take a route and you're supposed to go that way, but for some reason you went that way and found out that there was a big accident over there. Whenever there's an unsettling in your spirit, because I guess it's epiphany. That's the same thing with us. I mean, look, we had the ring, I had the tux, she had my ring, but it just was something else that was not there. And there was a part of me, I ain't gonna lie, like, oh man, you got to do this, man. Everybody on social media saw it, everybody expecting it, the Saints are waiting for it. But that thing that you just mentioned, something is on the inside of me and her telling us this ain't it. And sometimes it's just not it yet. Don't mean that you may not still be with that person, but at the time, you can do the wrong thing at the right time. I didn't even want that. And once we didn't do it, like I said, we've been broken off. We're just friends now. It's been 6 months, and now we both can clearly see why we did not do it. We would have been miserable. And anybody that knows me, Jonathan cannot be miserable. And I will jump out in a minute. I mean, listen, I wouldn't care what the church said, what your mama said, what the Pope said. I'd be like, deuces, I'm gone. Okay?
Right.
I can't do it. I can't do it. So what you're saying now, that somebody right now may be feeling as they did something wrong, but God may have been trying to tell them, not now, not yet, not this person. Just what you said, Chantel, tonight. I know 5 women from California to Michigan, from Philadelphia to Seattle, that have said what you said, and about a year to 6 months later, it was revealed to them why they couldn't just move on with that person. One of the worst cases was the man wound up going back and strangling his ex-wife. He had an anger spirit in him. When he got mad, he did anything. He break stuff up, and she said, that man could have killed me. One brother wound up stalking his girlfriend and causing damage on her car with sugar in the tank and cutting break lines. And I mean, we just don't know what God is trying to save us from. That's why we can't be thirsty. You can't be too thirsty to get married. You can't be too thirsty to want a man, to want a woman, because sometimes what you try to get, God is trying to keep you away from. And those emotions can be your worst nightmare.
Man.
Yeah. So hey, Chantel, maybe you don't even know yet why you just had that uncomfortable feeling. But I and my ex-fiance, we cool. We both know. It's just with that song by Reverend Keith Sweat said, something just ain't right.
Well, that's good. Y'all not beefing, so that's a good thing. Y'all not beefing.
No.
So And see, that's why
Oh yeah,
that's
we
what
good.
that's
We
real
good.
grown folk stuff. It's mature, grown. We human. This ain't gonna work. But some people get mad when you say, well, we can still be friends. But it's I don't
Hmm.
know. I gotta pump the brake. Let's just be friends, and they get upset. That's all I'm like.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maturity goes a long way. Maturity goes a
Mhm.
long way because we got a lot of 45 and 50-year-old kids that just, their emotions lead their whole life. But it's a powerful thing when you can get with somebody and have intelligence and maturity, and you can be friends and move on, and nobody mad with nobody, and life is still grand and good.
And you still traveling. You out here in Miami. I said he be in Miami in Florida. I'm like, do you live there?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
This has
Oh
been a
yeah.
great interview. Against all odds, you are still standing. You are helping others overcome their fears, overcome their even their apprehensions. Through relationships, through the life period. Just being you live life literally. You know that saying that said you live life you gotta live your life unapologetically. Literally, your face should be right there on the side of that saying. That should be your quote. You definitely live your life unapologetically, and I love it. So we're gonna wrap this interview up. What would you say to someone watching tonight who may have faced some of the things you faced, whether it's divorce, death, a failed, relationship breakup, a public relationship breakup, anything that you face? What would you say to them tonight about not giving up?
Well, the first thing I would say to them is you have to, number one, remember it starts right here. Because if it doesn't start in your mind, it'll never come out of your mouth. And a lot of people, their insides are not working the way they should be. I encounter and I counsel so many women that have come out of domestic violence relationships. I've talked to some men whose heart have been broken because their wife cheated on them. And sometimes the mind can keep replaying what has happened in the past. I speak this as a recipient, as a witness. That mind will keep going back to what is happening. But when the good book talks about renewing your mind, it simply says you have the power to think a different way. That's all it says. And even still, as an example, when we wound up calling up the wedding, calling up the marriage, calling up the relationship, and my mind tried to be going back, oh man, look how much time you spend, look how much this ring costs, and all the money you'll put out. I had to renew that. Say, no, 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 mind, that's over. Now I'm looking to the future. Who else God have for me? How's it going to be over here? If you don't do that in your mind, you can go to church, you can read books, you can get prayer. If you don't learn how to renew your mind, my brother, my sister, you will never overcome life's biggest challenges. When you renew that mind starts telling you things can be better in your future. It has nothing to do with the people. The African proverb says, if you can win the battle within, the battle without is already won. And I'm not saying this not being arrogant, not being puffed up with pride, but I don't necessarily need somebody in church to call me out and prophesy of a good future and a beautiful wife and a wonderful. I don't need that. I'm being funny because I already see it. I already believe it. I've already prayed for it and just wait for it to be manifest. So that individual, I'll say to you, don't give up. Don't leave God. Don't backslide. Don't get mad at nobody. For God's sakes, don't stalk your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend. Put no sugar in nobody's tank. Don't bust no bricks in the windows. Come on here. Don't get on Facebook killing nobody's name. That's what chickens do. You be that eagle and say, Lord, I thank you for that past and the lesson learned, but I'm moving on to bigger and better. I'm smiling my way through it. I ain't mad with nobody. I ain't got nothing negative to say. And when you start living and speaking from a happy point of view, your life will change and the universe will start bringing good things to you. The universe will put new people in your path. And that's what the enemy, that's what he specializes in doing. He specializes in making you give up. And so many people have given up. And because of that, 5 years, 10 years of their life have been lost, never can get back, and they're still miserable. But it don't have to be you.
Wow. Y'all heard it right here on In the Know with our guest, Jonathan Bishop, Jonathan K. Sanders, JKS, as I call him. You can follow. How can they reach you? Wait, we got to play a game real quick. So real quick, 5 things. It's a 5-question game. 5 questions I'm going to ask you. You got to answer on the spot. All right. All right. If you could do anything else besides being all those things we talked about, is there anything else that you want to accomplish in life? What would it be?
I would like to, as crazy as it may sound, I like to fly a plane.
Oh, okay, a
I
pilot.
like to learn how to fly a plane.
I
I
can
really
see
do.
that
I have a
now.
couple friends that have them. It's not as hard, and I really would like to one day learn how to fly a plane. So you pray my strength in the Lord.
Absolutely. I can so see you doing that too. Pilot. I love it. I love it. Okay. If who is the one person in business or just in life that has inspired you?
The one person that has inspired me above all has have to absolutely positively be my father, Fred Sanders. Raising 5 boys, 3 girls in a 3-bedroom apartment in Harlem, New York, where drugs, prostitution, gang banging, to take us from that back in the early 70s to all of us being grown, businesses, multiple houses, properties, living large. I've got to totally salute my dad, Bishop Fred Sanders. He taught us everything from the bottom up.
Awesome. Okay. When you go out each day, Bishop, when you go out each day, what do you have to have? What's the one thing you have to have?
When I go out each day,
Yeah, when you go out each
peace.
day. Peace. Oh,
I got you.
that's
Peace.
good.
Before I walk out of my house, I play one of my favorite peace tracks. I walk around my house. I meditate. It may sound crazy, but I tell people all the time, if you talk to you early in the day and get a meditative spirit, your day will flow so smoothly. Nobody get on your nerves. You won't deal with road rage. It all starts in the beginning of your day when you capture peace and allow it to travel with you all throughout the day. Man, you have one of the best days. Somebody ought to try that tomorrow. Monday is a good
That's
time to
good.
start.
That is good. Okay. What do you do at home to relax?
One of the most favorite things I like to do at home to relax, I have a back patio, big old screen TV out there, and I like to watch my sports, or I'll go down to my lower level in my basement and shoot me some pool with some nice smooth jazz in the background. I love it. It
Oh,
relaxes me totally.
I love it. All right. So, Bishop, my friend Jonathan, what is coming up next for you? What should we expect next from Jonathan K. Sanders?
I'm working on a project. I can't say totally what it is, but it's
Okay.
something that's going to really surprise a lot of people. I'm going to be taking a walk on a different side. I'm be exploring something new, something different. So when it's time, they'll hear about it. But until then, I keep on pushing. I keep on motivating. I keep on giving you guys my life examples so that maybe you and I lost some years of happiness like me. That all your worst days be behind you and the best ones before you.
Talk about your bodyguard kit. Do you still have those? I gotta get one.
Yeah. Oh wow. I don't have one in front of me. It's on the other side of the house. But the bodyguard
Okay.
kits are simply, it's a beautiful keychain that it comes purple, blue, red, orange, yellow. You have a high-powered zapper on it. You have a military grade pepper spray. It also has an individual alarm. When you pull the flag out, the alarm is so incredibly loud. And you have my favorite. It's a small piece of titanium steel called the Stabber Jabber. Got a little point on it, but it's just an unusual light touch. You just jabbing it. I mean, it's off the chain. And I'll be talking about it tomorrow. We'll be
Okay.
selling them all the way up to November. They are
I'm so
going
good.
like wildfire. I sold so many yesterday, but we're going to be on it tomorrow. Thank you for bringing it up. I totally forgot because that's what the entrepreneur does. You know, your hand is in a whole bunch of different things.
People are
They
asking
trying
how
to get me to sell weed.
they asking how to Bishop. People are asking it's so sweet, y'all. I gotta get me one. I meant to get a picture of that because I saw some other women. That's the only thing I didn't grab a picture of because I saw some people had ordered it because I saw you doing your
Yeah,
infomercial the other day. So
yes.
how
Yeah.
how
Well, you
can
got
people reach you?
They can simply they reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. Instagram is JK Sanders 7, but Facebook is Jonathan K Sanders. Hit me up on the inbox. We'll flow. I'll show you what I got. Get your address, blah blah blah, and you'll get in your mailbox in less than 5 days. I don't know how it is there in Detroit, sis, but here in Columbus, crime because of the coronavirus, unemployment, the fall, the weather changing, crime has jumped to an astronomical high number. And I even tell my 3 sisters, I tell all my female friends, if you can help it, don't go to the grocery store at night. Don't go to the gas station at night. But by chance, if you got to be somewhere in a parking lot, have your JKS bodyguard kit. Because I'm telling you, you zap somebody with that, you're going out. You spray them with that military spray, they're going to be blind as Bartimaeus. And Lord knows if you jab them with the stabber jabber, it's over. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how cute you are, girlfriend, you got to always take care of you. Walking from Walmart to your car can be the deadliest walk you can take in your life.
Okay, so y'all
Arm
listen,
yourself, sister.
ladies.
Holler at the boy. I got you.
Listen, holler at your boy. Get y'all a JKS bodyguard kit. It's so cute. They come in different colors. So I'm gonna give me one this week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order mine tonight. So I can get mine this week. See, if you want to order one, inbox
Let's do it.
K Sanders. His website is www.jksandersministries.org. You can get your book, ladies. If you need that books, all the books, The Life After a Painful Divorce, Sex in the Pew, Why He Won't Marry You. Hello, let's get it, Mr. Jonathan K, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on In the Know. It has been real, even with the technical difficulties we pushed through, and I hope the viewers have enjoyed the show. So we're gonna be ending shortly. I want to talk about next week's show. We're talking about Against All Odds. We've had some phenomenal guests on, including yourself, sir. But next week, listen, we have another young man that's going to be on, and he's actually watching us tonight on YouTube. And his story is phenomenal. Look at this. Take a look at this. I want y'all to hear
Kill it, my brother. Kill it.
Yeah, he is a phenomenal man of God as well. And listen, just by me advertising the show on Instagram, he reached out, and you got to listen to this story. Take a look at this.
Landing him in the hospital.
Yeah, but tonight we are putting him first. He has a long road to recovery after trying to help a woman stuck on the side of the road, only to be hit by a car. It's a story you'll only see on ABC 15. Our Aldo Vasquez just talked to the man's father.
Despite the long list of serious injuries,
he has traumatic brain injury, serious concussion, mild amnesia, many lacerations, broken nose.
Apostle Webster is grateful for one thing. His son is alive. Anthony Webster was near 83rd Avenue in Camelback on Thursday when he saw a woman pass out on the side of the road. So he stopped to help her. His father says it's not unusual for his son to want to help.
He's always trying to help somebody. That's what he does.
Anthony was hit by a car while helping the woman, and for 3 days his family didn't know where he was. When they finally found him at the hospital, he struggled to remember who they were and who he was.
So now he has to continue to ask questions and keep asking me, where am I? Is this a hotel? Where am I?
But his memory is coming back, along with the memory of all the kids he teaches at Heritage Elementary School.
He loves children, and children gravitates to him.
You can see just how much he is loved with all the handmade cards and signs he's gotten from his students, and the fun he brings to his class, like in this music video he shot with those kids.
We were at the school yesterday, and the students were just started yelling when they saw us. They knew who we were, and they would say, "How's Mr. Anthony? Tell Mr. Anthony we love him."
Mr. Anthony will sadly miss this school year, taking the time to recover and gain his full strength to be able to come back to his students with all the positivity and light he had before his accident.
And here's a bit of good news on this story. Doctors say that the swelling in Anthony's brain is going down and he's expected to make a full recovery. If you'd like to help him, we have a link to a GoFundMe page.
A Valley school teacher has a lesson for all of us.
A month after risking his life to save someone else, the Glendale Elementary School teacher is back in the classroom, and 3TV's Jason Berry explains what happened.
School teachers are the kind of people with big hearts who love kids and want to make a difference. Today we met a West Valley teacher whose decision to help a total stranger almost cost him his life.
Once you read it, then you'll be able to understand what they're saying.
Anthony Webster is teaching these third graders reading comprehension and vocabulary. But perhaps a more important lesson is what he taught them about life and helping others.
No matter who you are, no matter if you don't know them, if you see somebody needs help, you need to be helping them.
Last month, Webster was driving home along Camelback Road near 83rd Avenue when he spotted a woman in distress along the side of the road. She was having a seizure, so Webster pulled over, ran to help, and called 911. Minutes later, as Webster tried to redirect traffic, a woman in a car ran him over.
I don't remember even being hit. I don't remember. Only thing I remember is waking up in the hospital. And then that's when I found out how many injuries I had.
Webster was unconscious for 3 days and spent 3 weeks in the hospital with severe brain trauma, a concussion, a broken nose, and multiple cuts and lacerations. He was told he'd be out of work for 6 months to a year, but this determined school teacher had no intention of staying away that long.
Face the music is like facing whatever she has to say.
A month after his brush with death, Webster showed up at Heritage Elementary School in Glendale, ready for class.
Everyone loves him. We were excited to have him back. He's part of our school. He's part of our culture. So we're just thankful that he's healthy and he's back.
It was the happiest thing. It was the happiest moment of my life. I walked into school and people were on the playground, and once they seen me, oh my goodness, it was like Michael Jackson or Justin Bieber just walked on the campus.
Mr. Anthony is hoping his story will provide inspiration to his students, that no matter how bad things get, you never give up. In the West Valley, Jason Berry for 3TV.
And listen, everybody, that is our story next week. None other than Anthony Webster out of Phoenix, Arizona. He will be on next week talking about that incident and so much more that has happened in his life. And you got to be here next week to hear that story. Make sure you tune in next week if you can, Jonathan, because this man's story, his outlook on life, even after all that had happened, and there's so much more that has transpired, is phenomenal. So that will be our guest next week. Thank you again, Bishop, for coming on. We appreciate you. Give it up, y'all, for Bishop Jonathan K. Sanders. We appreciate you, man of God. We will see you. Listen, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. We're gonna end the show on tonight. Thank you all for staying with us so long. It was kind of longer tonight. I had a lot of things going on. Let's pay some more bills. Thanks again to our guest, Jonathan K. Sanders. Did y'all enjoy that? Did you guys enjoy the show? We're gonna go out with a couple of commercials.
I beat my face, moving fast cause the Uber on the way. Taking pictures, make sure you can see no less. That wig secure like the money in a safe. I look like babe, now I'm on the way. Let you know when I'm about a mile away. When I'm outside, please don't make me wait. The party's starting when we pull up to the gate. Girl, we so late, I'm just with the crew. We ain't out here looking for boo. Cause some nights be better with you. It's a homie, slowly kind of mood, and tonight we on 100. No drama, no baby mama, keeping it cute. Ooh, ooh.
All right, y'all. That is our show on tonight. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Divinity Fashions and also Ready Made Fitness. And also, don't forget Raw, Radical and Willing. That's a youth initiative at Elohim Kingdom Ministries, our youth. Listen, come out and enjoy that on October 3rd. This is your host, Chantel Jackson, and this is In the Know. We'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for joining and spending this night with us. Good night.